Hey, let me take this off, okay? So let's try to do that. Yeah, that makes sense. Get it over there and do something like that, okay? Hey, oh my god, it looks so bad. Let's try to, okay, let's do something like that. Okay, anyways. Hey YouTube, 𝚆𝙴𝙻𝙲𝙾𝙼𝙴, and I'm back with another video. Hi, welcome to today's video. Yeah, I'm filming this in the wee hours of the night. I don't know if that works. I thought it was the wee hours of the morning, but that's just what came out of my mouth. We're gonna have to deal with it. Anyways, so today is a video that I did a poll on Instagram. If I have a picture, I'll put it here. But yeah, I did a poll on Instagram, asking what video, because I'm trying to do a more of a thing where I actually ask the people what they want to see. So I had two videos in mind. Well, actually, I had two videos before where I asked, do you want to see a video about my depression, or do you want to see a video about my crushes? And the crushes one, that's why I did that last week. And then I said I was going to do the depression video next, but then I was like, okay, but I had two different ideas for this depression video, and a certain amount of people chose the video that I'm doing today, and a certain amount of people chose the other one. And then I forgot to do another poll where I was basically asking two different ideas: either do a video about my depression or just depression in general, or a video about why not to get something you don't get to know because you didn't watch my Instagram story. So I'm not just going to be talking about my depression on here. I'm also going to be doing my makeup because I haven't done a video of actually doing it. I'm not, like, obviously really good. I've only done eyeshadow, and I've only done it like 2 times. I did it yesterday. So, you know, it's gonna be a pain on my face, but okay. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm trying to figure out the look I'm gonna try to do. I might do the look that I've done like before and I really liked it, or I might not. I still have to figure out. So yeah. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about my depression journey. So yeah, we're going to be talking about when it started and whether or not it's over. We're going to be talking about why I went into a depression. I do have multiple reasons. But yeah, so we're going to be doing things like that. So yeah, just, you know, get ready. So my computer's on, so I don't know if it's gonna make, like, you know, noises computers make, but I have to figure out how to clean the brush because I haven't yet. Embarrassing, but okay. So the colors I'm going to be doing, I want to do like lighter colors because I tried darker colors. It might have just been the shade I was doing, but it didn't look as good as I thought it was gonna look. So I'm going to be using this color right here with this glitter. So yeah, that's the look I'm going for. I'm also going to be using eyeshadow. So not eyeshadow, stupid. I'm also going to be using mascara. So yeah, get ready for that. Okay, so my depression, sorry, also I wanted to say, I'm sorry, a little PSA. I am going to be talking about it mostly as a joke. Not saying like it was a joke, and I'm sorry if you had serious depression and it was like not a joke to you, but like this is just me making fun of like my own story basically. So I'm not making fun of depression itself. So if you see me making jokes, please don't get mad at me because I am not making fun of you. I love you. Anyways, so my depression started in April of 2019. So, you know, like some people have multiple reasons for being depressed. Ooh, I forgot to tap it. That's a lot. Y'all see that? Anyways, so people, it looks so bad. People have multiple reasons for being depressed. I have one main reason, at least at that time. You know, along the journey, I got more than one reason. But at that time, my number one reason was because of a breakup. Yeah, that's perfect. I got depressed because I dated somebody for like a month and he broke my heart. So I wanted to do a video about this breakup in general, but yeah, so I'll just tell you guys the reason why I got depressed by that. I got depressed about that because after that experience, I never got broken up with, just to let y'all know. But after that experience, I had felt like obviously wasn't good enough for him because he left me for somebody else. Anyways, but yeah. So I feel like I wasn't good enough for anybody at that point, and it was just not what I wanted to feel, basically. There's like no difference. Yeah, so I felt like I wasn't good enough for anybody, and till this day I still feel like that because I haven't had a boyfriend since, mind you, this is April 2019. Anyways, so yeah, so that was my main reason for depression, and I was like depressed for a good while for that. I cried a lot. I'll put up some videos or pictures or whatever of what I actually look like on like this actual day. I didn't look depressed because, I don't know, back then I really didn't show my feelings like on video or anything like that. I mostly just talked to the friends or the people I thought were friends or whatever like that. But yeah, so you really could not tell. In some videos you could kind of tell. It looks like my eyes are a little red, but most of them my eyes were kind of squinted, so you really couldn't see that good. But yeah, so that was like my number one reason for being depressed back then. And yeah, so I was depressed from then to like mid-August 2019. So during like the summer of 2019 is where like my other reason for being depressed came in. I began to feel lonely. I was kind of feeling lonely before then because I had this friend group in like 7th grade. They really made me feel left out because they literally deliberately didn't tell me certain things. I never really knew the reason why. They just didn't tell me reasons. I mean, they just didn't tell me anything. And, you know, I had to deal with that, and I had just gotten broken up with, and it just seemed like nobody really cared about that. Like, it was like a thing for like a day, and then, you know, we were kind of over it. I mean, they were over it, but I wasn't over it. You know, I was like crying in the hallway, and like they were just sitting there, but whatever. I'm not petty about that. They do what they want. Anyways, so basically, like I said, I felt lonely throughout like the summertime because, you know, that's usually when, I don't know, you hang out with your friends or something. Basically, it's not a time where you're supposed to be alone, and I was. So yeah, I really have felt alone because, you know, I've just gotten broken up with. My friends weren't really asking me to hang out, but they were posting like a lot of stuff about them hanging out. So it was kind of like, wow, I really don't got nobody. So yeah, summer 2019, I was lonely. And then somewhere towards the end, I had to ask my mom about this because I really couldn't remember. But somewhere towards the end of the summer, I did start therapy. But yeah, I started therapy. It was okay at first. It wasn't like the best or whatever. But like honestly, I did end up stopping in like August or September. I couldn't remember. I just told my mom, you know, I don't want to do this anymore. Like it was like before then, it was like the last few sessions, it was kind of like I was barely even going sometimes. Or I would just be like, I don't want to go right now. Or I would just say like I have a test, so I can't do it. Sometimes obviously I did have a test. Like I wasn't going to just lie to my mom like that. When I did tell her I had a test, I would not lie. Like I would be so serious about that. But yeah, so yeah, I went to therapy. Summary on my therapy, it honestly, I didn't like my therapy. That was kind of the reason why I didn't want to do it like with anybody else, because I felt like I was just going to be treated the way I was. It wasn't like a super bad experience, you know what I mean? It was just, I felt like I was getting treated like a kid, you feel me? Like she was just giving me worksheets about depression. Like it wasn't like how they portrayed it on TV, where, you know, like you actually just talk about things. Like it would be like the first 5 minutes she would just ask me how I was feeling, anything recent that happened, and I would tell her something recent that happened, and she would be like, oh, that's sad, or something like that, and then give me a worksheet. So it wasn't really doing it for me. Like I just basically I needed somebody to talk to. which like kind of tied into my loneliness. But yeah, so like I said, I really needed someone to talk to, so I ended up really developing a habit of just talking out loud, like to myself basically. And like to this, ooh, okay, sorry, but like to this day, it's like I still do that, but it's more like, I don't know, it's kind of like I'm talking to a video. Like when I talk to myself, basically I'm talking to myself now, right? But like I'm having the viewers in mind basically. But when I talk to myself, like for real, it's like I'm doing like a video. It sounds just like I do when I'm doing a video, but I don't really see that as talking to myself. Basically talking to my imaginary friend. It sounds bad, but like that's just honestly the best way to describe it. Like I'm talking to someone who like instantly just understands everything I'm saying to them, because it's not like I really have somebody I can actually talk to that really understands everything that I'm going through, because you can hear what I'm saying but you won't really understand because you haven't been through it yourself. Not talking about the stuff I've already talked about, just some extra stuff that I was depressed about. Anyways, so I'm trying to figure out this timeline. So during like September of 2019, I was pretty happy. I was at my new school. I had friends around me, and you know, I was happy. You know, I was kind of semi-lonely just because I just got to a new school, but it was really like more like August 2019 I was really lonely because I didn't know anybody. But like September is when I started getting friends and started like talking to people in my classes, so that was pretty good for me. I really needed that, so you know, I was happy. But then October 2019 to like March of 2020, sis, I was the happiest on the planet. Yeah, I was a happy person. But yeah, October to 2019 to March of 2020, I was a really happy person. You know, nothing bad was happening, so I wasn't like complaining about nothing. I had already at that point gotten over the breakup situation. I don't think I got over it until like sometime during the summertime, but yeah, it took me a while to get over that, but I was over it during October 2019 to March 2020. March was honestly probably my best year, just because I think my birthday probably made it like the best, even though obviously Corona started during that time, so it's like, but March was pretty good for me because my birthday was in March. I had a big birthday party with my friends, and it just, that was the moment where I really felt like I was surrounded by people, and it just made me so happy that people actually like came to my birthday parties, because I can't remember an experience besides like 6th grade, and that wasn't nearly as much people. So you know, I was just really happy. Oh shoot, I should have, I do not need to be doing makeup. So October 2019, March 2020, I was really happy. I was surrounded by friends. Honestly, this was a time where I was getting more confident, because I don't think I've ever said this on camera, but a lot of the times before then, when I would laugh or smile, I would cover up my mouth because I don't like my smile. You know, now I can do it now, kind of. But yeah, during that time, I was getting more confident to the point where I could do that. So, you know, it was really nice to be able to do that. Like, I just had people around me that I wasn't being judged for that. Like, people did make jokes, but they were honestly like my friends, so I didn't take it seriously. And it wasn't like a serious joke, like, oh my god, you're so freaking ugly, you have that gap in your teeth, or something like that. It wasn't like that. It was just like a joke, like those dad jokes where you're like, your teeth are so far apart, they look like they got divorced. It was something like that. So, you know, I didn't take it seriously because it's a joke. A joke is meant to be funny. If it's funny, it's funny. If it's not funny, then it's not funny. But yeah, it was funny to me because, I don't know, people never really made jokes like that. They would kind of just be mean just to, I don't know, make me cry. I don't know if they wanted to do that, but yeah. So yeah, like, I don't know how many times I could say this, but that was a good time in my life. I was where I wanted to be, living situation wise, YouTube wise. I felt like my content was pretty good because y'all got to see a lot of good vlogs. Y'all got to feel the experience with my friends. Let me know if that was a good time for y'all, because it was a good time for me. So another thing I didn't mention, I think this was around, I don't know, between like September and October, or October, November. I can't remember, but I did started writing letters to But yeah, I did it because that was at a time period where I didn't feel like I could talk to any, like I was basically kind of like a daily journal thing. But I didn't want to do like the basic Dear Diary thing. I kind of wanted to do something that was more meaningful. I don't know. So I did that. It honestly did help because I would mainly do it in my what period was that? I think it was like my third period class. I would do it a lot during that period because that was like the period where I would talk about my morning and what I wanted to do for the day. Basically, yeah, I would do that. So it was like I was talking to her, and this is something I wanted to do for a while. And yeah, I just started doing it. Just started talking about things I would do in class, things I was doing for the day, and things like that. And it was like honestly a lot of fun. That's a lot of glitter. It was a lot of fun. And it really did help a lot. I could just talk about certain things. I just talked about my day-to-day life basically. So it was fun basically doing like a summary of the day, and it was something I really wanted to do because then I could look back, because I've always wanted to do something where I can look back and see how I was feeling about a certain thing basically. So yeah, I put them in a nice little box and I kept them in my closet. So yeah, that's what I was doing during that time. I just wanted to say that was another thing that I did. But yeah, this is also a time period where I was listening to a lot of music. It was mostly sad music, to be straight up. I wasn't really sad though. It kind of just made me happy because I could relate to it. But I didn't really get into really, really sad music until like, I don't know, like April 2020 to like, yeah, to like now. But we're about to get into that time period. So April 2020. You know, it's the same time period where I got depressed the year before. April 2020 honestly wasn't that bad for me. It wasn't that, like, it was bad, obviously, like, I was by myself, you know, things like that. I couldn't really be super not lonely, but I was kind of semi-lonely just because I wasn't seeing people day to day, and not a lot of people were texting me. And if they did, it was really just about school stuff, because we were trying to figure this out, because we had never been through anything like this. But yeah, so April 2020, semi-lonely, not that important to me. But the rest of 2020, deep depression, sis. So I would basically say, I got depressed, like I did a relapse, I would call it. Honestly, it's not as bad as like an actual relapse of something, but I call it a relapse of my depression because it is. But I relapsed after being so happy. So it was kind of, I don't know, it was like a big thing for me because I was so happy for so long, and then something really big happened. Yeah, but basically it's getting glitter all over my computer. I didn't really get, I would say, depressed again until sometime during the summer, I believe. And the reason I got depressed is because my mom had told me that we were moving back to Georgia. Now, I didn't look at it this way until like a little while ago, but me coming back to Georgia is taking a step back because I was very much so very lonely. This should be a part of this journey, but I wasn't really depressed. I was just lonely, but I was very lonely during the time period before I came to South Carolina. So it was like after being so happy and then being a little bit lonely, but then, you know, summertime, you're supposed to be happy, think about how you're gonna see your friends again, things like that. You know, you should be happy about that stuff, right? But my mom had told me we were coming back to Georgia, where first off, I didn't know anybody. Second off, I really didn't want to be here because it really wasn't a good time period when I was here. But yeah, everything was just so messed up. I was thinking about how I was just not gonna know anybody. I didn't want to have to deal with making friends again. Like, I was just so tired of the moving around. I just got to a place where I was very happy after being sad for a really long time, and I didn't want to get back to that time period. Basically, I didn't want to get back to that situation where I was gonna be sad, but we did end up coming. And yeah, so I was in a deep depression from like, not like a deep depression, I would say I was kind of like off and on from like after the summer of 2020. I think it got really deep somewhere towards, I would say, like October to the end of 2020. That's when I got into a deep depression. But then when we start 2021, actually no, not 2021, more like August 2020 to now, not August 2020 to now, October of 2020 to now, I got really sad, and I was looking through my Snapchat story stuff, you know, like where you can look through all the snaps you made, and I was looking at it, and I was saving certain things because I wanted to be prepared for this video to like get all the details out. And I saw one, I saw multiple snaps that I made about, like, I posted some TikToks about how I was feeling. I'll put them on the screen so you guys can really see what I was saying. But I was saying things like, have you ever like not wanted to like kill yourself but just wanted to die, you know, things like that. So you'll see the screenshots and everything or whatever. But yeah, so like I said, from October of 2020 to now, I've been feeling that, and it's been really bad lately because a lot of things have been happening. I have not been super happy once, like fully happy with everything in my life. I haven't been physically happy because my body has been brittle since October of 2020. So I don't know if that's because I've been stressed out. It's just I haven't had a break, basically. Like, I had to take in that I was going to be coming back here and everything like that. I had to take that in, and it was like oh my god, it was just so much stuff was happening, and it was so hard to take all of it in. But yeah, that's I would say that's it. Am I still depressed now? Yes, sadly. But yeah, I want to answer some questions, basically. I think I'm done. That's good enough. That's a lot of glitter. So I wanted to answer some just basic questions about, like, ways I coped with it. Did I have anybody around me to help? Yeah, just those questions. I haven't really thought of any good questions. But, so, the first question, what were my ways to cope with it? So, I did tell you guys I went to therapy. That was the way I tried to cope. It didn't help. But yeah, I did go to therapy. It didn't help. I want to go to therapy again soon, but obviously it's a panoramic, so I gotta wait for that to be over. Another way to cope, like I said, I was writing letters. It was also talking to myself. That does honestly really help, because it's like, it's a better way to understand what you're going through, because you could just like have things happen, you understand what's happening, but you have to like say it out loud and actually think about it and like be like, oh wow, that's a lot. Like, it's been things that I did in the past that I like said out loud to myself, and I was like, oh my god, I'm a terrible person, you know, because I was thinking I was such a good person, and I did something to somebody that was just so terrible, you know. And it just, it makes you look at things, I don't know, like a different way. It's kind of like looking at it from the outside. Like, someone tells you something and you're like, oh my god, really? You know? Like when you say it again out loud about like the way you're feeling, or you talk about certain situations. It helps you get your feelings through. Let me know if you talk to yourself. Anyways, another way I coped was, I actually started, I don't remember when I started. It was a while ago. But I started writing letters to somebody who's like really special to me about how I felt like they were the only thing that was keeping me here. It was at a time where I was really sad, so I was basically telling the story of how I got to that point where they were the only person who I felt was keeping me here. Yeah, so I started writing a letter to this person, basically talking about the whole story of how what I went through with my breakup, basically, and everything I was feeling. And it was really good to do that, because it helped me like figure out some things. Like, it helped me actually remember some things that I went through, which was cool. I really appreciated that. But yeah, that was fun. So if you are depressed and you want to know a way, you should write a letter to someone that's special to you, or someone who, I don't know, isn't here anymore, you can't talk to them physically, basically. And another way, which is like a really big one for me, I listen to music, especially sad music. Like, not like to make me sad. Sometimes I would listen to sad music just to make me sad because I knew it made me sad. But I did listen to music because some songs I really related to, and I don't know, it just helped me. It made me feel like I was being heard. Like, you know, like, have you ever felt that? Like, you listen to music and you relate to it, and it makes you feel heard, because that's how I felt. Straight up. So that's a really good way, in my opinion, it's upside down. That's a really good way, in my opinion, to cope with it. Now, was anybody with me when I was depressed? Now, I did tell you guys I was very lonely throughout this whole depression journey, right? So that tells you I really had nobody. Not to exclude any of my family members who try to make me feel better. Like, I mean, like, people who I was around day to day. Like, yes, I was around family day to day. I mean, friends. Like, nobody reached out. Like, they would ask if I'm okay, and I don't know, I would say I wasn't okay, or something like that, and then they would just never talk to me ever again. I don't know. I'm not trying to be petty, and if you think this is about you, it's probably about you then. And that should tell you something. But I'm not petty. It's not anybody's job to help me through something that, I mean, not like they didn't have anything to do with, but it's not their job to help me with my stuff. Like, you feel me? Like, that's kind of like mind your business, but like, you feel me? Like, it's not their business, basically. If I am not related to them, it's really not their business. So I'm not like I am kind of blaming, but not like actually blaming. Like, I'm just saying I didn't have anybody with me, so I feel like if I did, maybe it would have helped. But because I didn't, it was like, wow. Well, I gotta concentrate for this. That did not come out the way I wanted it to. So yeah, did I have anybody? Honestly, no. If I would talk to somebody about it, actually, no, let me say something. I purposely didn't talk to people about it because I felt they wouldn't want to be around me, because they would think, oh, she's just going to keep talking about that situation. Like with that certain group of friends that I was talking about, why does this always turn out lighter than that one? So I did have a certain friend group or whatever in like 7th grade, and I didn't want to bring it up to them because they would probably be like, oh, can you get over it already? You know, because everybody was basically over it, and I was the only one suffering, because that's how it works. Nobody ever suffers but the person who it's directly happening to. The friends don't suffer because they have their own lives, right? So yeah, that's basically everything that happened. So let's do another recap. Sorry. All the reasons that I became depressed was because of a breakup. I wasn't feeling enough for anybody because of that breakup, because I never dated anybody else and nobody ever really liked me. So it was like, I guess what he thought was true, basically. I also was in a toxic household that I did not want to be in, but I was forced to against my will. What? Ooh. And then my living space, I didn't really have my own living space, at least not one that I really wanted, basically. Like, my living space in South Carolina wasn't the best, but it was like, at least it was mine, basically. And right now I don't have my own living space. Not that I don't appreciate anything I do get, I just don't have my own living space. Just state that. But yeah, those are all the reasons. If you are depressed or you feel like you're getting depressed, it's okay. Don't feel bad because of it. Please don't. It's not good, and even if you think nobody's gonna care, there is gonna be someone who is gonna care, no matter what you think. If you think nobody's gonna care, somebody's gonna care. And yeah, in my situation, it's not like I don't think anybody's gonna care, it's just I feel like anybody's gonna think, oh, we could have done better or something like that. They're just gonna be like, oh wow, why would they do that? You feel me? Okay, so that's all I wanted to say to you guys. I really hope, if you are in some type of depression, if you're going through something that's really deep, I really hope you can find somebody that you can talk to. Or, like, if you're like me, just talk to yourself, hon. Yourself is the only person who can understand you. Yeah, so it honestly kind of helps, because it, like, kind of makes you look at it a different way. I don't know. Just try it. I don't know. It helped for me, and that doesn't mean just because it helped for me, it's going to help for you. But, you know, you should try anything you can to make it stop hurting or whatever. Yeah, so if you want to get deeper into it, because there are a lot of things I didn't really get into because I really don't want it to be really long, even though it probably still is anyways. But yeah, so if you want me to get into some deeper stuff, maybe I could do a part 2 to it, to a little more of the reasonings or whatever. I don't know, just let me know. And I did finish the makeup. It's not the best, but like I said, I'm not a pro. You can barely even tell there's makeup on my face. Oh, it kind of does look good. Oh, why does it look like I put some right there? Anyways, I kind of used the eyeshadow as like some highlight, but it's not bad. Yeah, she kind of did that. Anyways, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't ask for makeup videos because I really don't have anything but that eyeshadow palette and this mascara. But yeah, maybe if you do, maybe I convince my mom to give me some makeup. So, but yeah, that's it. I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a super working today. Let me know how you liked the last video and check the description. Bye.